Sir, it's just a great honor to have you here.
Appreciate that.
You know, I feel like I've been really lucky to have met you and have been able to train with you and to really have someone that's so dedicated to what Rickson embodies, to be able to have as someone that can be a mentor and also to learn from. I can tell you that over the years, not only has your instruction gotten even better than it was in the beginning, but I feel like there's a completeness. Like there's another place that you've kind of gone to. And I'm curious about your life in general. And in terms of, how you think about what you've learned in martial arts as a whole. Of course, I spent more time than most people have with Rickson, and I'm sure that's influenced you. And I'm kind of curious, in general, how you approach different issues like life problems now that you have the jiu-jitsu toolkit or your martial arts toolkit. I'd be curious how you think about that.
Okay. I think there's a lot of people who show way more time with Rickson than me. I just am very lucky to have gotten the time that I've gotten. And he's had a genuine influence on how I view jiu-jitsu, and jiu-jitsu is how I view life anyways, So it's a poor metaphor, but it's not. We start to view things roughly the same as you're in combat. And I know that sounds terrible and cliche, but how you view life should be broad. The idea is you can view business the same way you view combat. You can view chess the same way you view combat. You can view how you pursue things the same way you view combat. So being more intuitive and being willing to go with things instead of trying to force stuff, that's huge. And nobody really tells you. It's like, oh, you gotta grind, you gotta do the thing. Like, there's a time and a place to grind, but then there's a time and a place like, no, I'm gonna go for a walk. I'm okay. I'm gonna relax today. Like, if I get a phone call and it's something that has come up and I need to do it, I don't shuffle around 30 things. Like, I'm gonna do the thing that needs to get done, Learning how to kind of go with life instead of trying to constantly be in charge of it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how I view things. And that's how I viewed it for a very long time, but I don't know, it just kind of became more blatant the more time I spent with him. Like, no, I'm going to do this. And I'm a little bit less bashful about it. Like, I'm good, I'm going to do this today. Because like the first time he was like, no, we're not doing that. Like, oh, okay. Something came up. Like, yep, fair enough, something came up. So learning how to give to things, but not be so flexible as to not stand your ground and go. The main influence on me is to feel more than do, and to trust my feelings instead of trying to force things to happen all the time. If a good thing comes, don't try and fight it off. That was a big thing for me because I always push anything positive away because I feel like I deserve to suffer. I've been a lot nicer to myself the past few years.
So that's an interesting thing, right? We learn all these techniques and we have all this kind of perfection of doing things. You make this comment, trust my feelings. Can you expound on that?
Trusting in how I feel about something instead of trying to hear 3,000 different opinions on something. Like, how do I feel about it? I'm going to take in all accounts. Everybody's got an opinion on something, and I like to hear everybody's opinion before I start to make my own, right? My feeling and my gut have a lot more to say than my analytical side. Like, this is this, he said this, they said this, they said this. Yeah, but I feel like that guy could use some help. Maybe I'm gonna help him. And it might come back to bite me in the ass, but I've learned something from it. So being open to the feeling in me is more important than pursuing something relentlessly these days. Like, I don't think I need to push that one any further. I'm gonna let that one just cut its own ties, This sounds vague when I say it out loud, but like if I just give examples of things, like I'm deciding whether I wanna help somebody with something financially, like this person really needs money. Okay, so there's a lot to take into account. He needs the money, that's one. Does he have any other avenue of getting the money? I've had a lot of thought about this. He doesn't really have a lot of avenue. Okay, I guess somebody needs to help him. I feel like that's the right thing to do. Let me double check some things first. because it feels right, you know? I don't know. It might come back to bite me in the ass, but what are you going to do? At least you did something that you thought was right. Now, I'd rather live with doing something that I thought was right than constantly being backpedaling and, I don't know, maybe I should, maybe I shouldn't. I don't know. No, just bite the bullet, man. Like, fuck it. It feels right. If it feels wrong later, at least I did what I thought was right at the time. So just giving way to things, being more accepting to just let go. It's okay. Like, even if it's bad turns okay eventually. It
Yes.
sounds positive. I'm not. Pessimistic.
Well,
Bad turns bad to badder.
I think, people encounter ups and downs. And a lot of times it's easy to get stuck on a down position.
Yeah.
You could go into this spiral, never come out of the hole. I know for myself, martial arts has been very helpful, but it's easy to say that as a martial. I almost feel like when you're in that hole, something difficult has happened. That notion of climbing out, do you think it's just showing up on the mat muscle? What do you think?
I am not good at climbing out. I'm good at suffering in the hole. So that's something I've taken away from jiu-jitsu by accident, is the metaphor of comfort in hell. Because like, I love that because it's real. Because I could be at the worst house party. It's like just everyone there is an ass, but there's always gonna be a couch and a dog. Like, if you start to look at life like that, I'm stuck in a car park and I've got 3 hours to kill. Like, this is back before cell phones. Like, I don't know, there's some nice trees. So you find comfort in hell. Like, it's varying levels of hell. You've got an alcoholic banging down the door. Like, the door's closed. Oh, it's just gonna yell. What are you gonna do? Just sit here quietly and wait for the storm to settle, you know? I found that translates a lot into my life. Climbing out of the hole is a choice. Learning how to stay in that uncomfortable space and take advantage of it and feel comfortable in it impacted me more than I'm gonna go to the mat, I'm gonna grind, I'm gonna get out of that hole. Like, I don't know, man, the hole's pretty cool. I got a couch and a dog, I'm okay. So, and that kind of translates into like, I'm in the hole, but eventually that hole kind of fills itself and you get out by accident. I am not aggressive. So like, you're stuck, get out. Like, they'll let me out eventually. They'll fuck up, you know? The drunk guy will walk away. Like, the dog in the couch is there. The party's over. Cool. So I'm a terrible person to ask. Be patient, not passive. I agree with that thoroughly. If I'm passive, that's one thing, but I'm patient, very patient. That's gotten me by a lot in this life, on the mats and in life. So if I've taken one thing away from that, it's the idea of nothing's the end. It's not the end. It's like Tom and Jerry. like, I don't know, I'm not dead. I'm still here. Yeah, I can run into the wall a couple more times till I die. So it gives you that level of perseverance that you never thought you had. Some people just don't have it. Like, oh, this party's terrible. Oh, God, stop yelling at me. No, like, you can take more than you think. And that builds resilience, and resilience builds character, and then character. Oh, I got a lot of it. Internet.
I really like that. I'm going to think about that a lot, actually. That's a very deep thought.
Man,
Comfortable.
I am very shallow in appearance, but the idea of just sitting by the ocean and having a moment and not worrying about anything and letting go. Like, okay, this is the moment. Like, I'm not suffering. The wind starts blowing, the rain starts coming, the hail starts coming. I still enjoy the ocean, man. I'm good. Like, you can learn how to enjoy the uncomfortable. And it's all of a sudden the uncomfortable becomes what you enjoy. You're malleable. I think there's a word for becoming, you can become malleable. You can become kind of like, okay, that's cool, man. I get you. And you can start to relax into things a lot more. Like the idea of somebody cutting me off. Yeah, okay. All good, man. Wait, was that line in Fight Club? That's your blood? Yeah, some of it, yeah. Yeah, some of it. It's all good, man. You really do, you force yourself into that hole and you learn how to relax in that hole, your life changes. So I think jiu-jitsu is a wonderful metaphor for that. And you can change. You can dig your way out as soon as you want, or you can learn how to be comfortable and take advantage of things. So
I really appreciate
my thinly veiled
time.
metaphors. Yeah.
we know each other a little bit, right? And you're someone that I respect, but I also recognize that you've traveled a real journey to get to here. And there's something for those that are real travelers.
Yeah.
I believe that there's a lot of wisdom that's picked up along the journey.
Yeah, I agree.
You
I think
know?
the journey is better than the destination. I know that's very cliche, but the fling is more important than what you fling. So the creation of the art and the accumulation of the knowledge and the suffering has been the life's journey. And the life's journey has been slowly heading towards finding my bliss. So look up Joseph Campbell, read a book. So the idea of finding your bliss and then following that path, instead of trying to make your bliss, you find what makes you happy. What I find that makes me happy is helping other people. So I love problem solving. That's a hobby of mine. I love the idea of preserving something more important than myself. I love the idea of seeing eyes light up and go, oh, that works. That's real? I understand. Those are the moments that I'm like, I like my job. And it's not like, I got a good paycheck. I'm good. I don't need a paycheck. I can just as easily be doing this and have a hamburger. I'm happy. I think that's important, is that journey is more important than the destination. I think a lot of people, again, that's very cliche when it comes out of my mouth. It's the accumulation of that's more important. It's the action of that's more important. It's the friendships you make along the way, the lessons that you're learning along the way. That's the thing to focus on, because you're so focused on a goal. Ow. You're so focused on everything's broken. But I hope that sounds good on camera. Everything along the way to that goal, you're ignoring it. You have to live in this moment. This right now, this moment is the most important moment of my life. If I'm not taking all of this in, well, what's the point? If you can't be mindful of that, if you can't be sitting on the couch with the dog, what is your life? Your life is this constant stress towards that goal that you just made up for yourself. That's not my jam. I can dig this a lot better.
I love it. I really appreciate you taking a moment.
That's all good. Sorry I'm so
Look,
low blood sugar.
I still
man.
can't believe it. 8 private lessons, then you still come here and do a seminar. You just came in from Australia. You're now flying out tomorrow morning on an early flight. Dude, that's respect.
That's just some James Brown work ethic. So everything that he just said, I am passionate about what I do. That's why I do it. So if I'm a little sore and hungry, that's the price I pay for that bliss, right?
Yeah.
So if I have to sleep in the car or by the beach, that's the price I pay for that bliss that makes me feel right. It makes me feel like that is why I'm here. And if that changes, like absolutely any moment, I could decide that I'm gonna make chicken tenders by the beach for a living. I don't know, dude. I was a university professor. I fixed chimeneas. I used to just do dishes. Like I lived in a storage unit. I've had a million weird lives. This one's been the longest one because I fell into this one. It was like, this is me. I know this is my passion. I know this is what I want. And I think the big thing for me is the vengefulness and the spite of not being taught what I actually was looking for and being told it's what I was looking for. It's not. There's a difference between Gracie Jiu-Jitsu and the sport of Jiu-Jitsu, just as there is a difference between catch wrestling and Sambo. There's a difference between when you put sportive parameters on something, blah, blah, blah. You didn't come here for this. But me getting seriously hurt learning the sport and being yelled at that I was learning self-defense. I hurt myself and was made fun of by bullies to do the sport. The two things I didn't want to do was hurt myself and get made fun of by bullies. There's a full circle for me to come all the way back around to go, that's what I want to teach. I want to teach people how to not hurt themselves, how to stand up against bullies. And now full circle, I'm on the internet getting yelled at by bullies. But it's cool because there's hundreds of thousands of people saying thank you. And there's like 1,000 people like, fuck you. So it balances out for me. Well, yeah, my bliss could change at any moment. I might make chicken tenders by the beach. But right now, my bliss is yelling into the internet, so deal with it.
I think that's well said, sir.
Good ending for it, deal with it.
Yeah.
I'm your problem now.